So, it's my sophomore year of college. I'm probably about 20 years old at this time. And I have a one-on-one meeting with my acting professor to talk to him and ask him questions about what I can do to become a better actor, become a better performer. Because honestly, at the time, I was anxious. I was hungry to get the roles that I wanted to. I wanted the main character. I wanted a supporting role to where I had a lot of responsibility and I can do a lot of damage. And during this conversation, he says, "Steffan, you need to be patient. Trust the process." And there's a reason why I'm standing by this tree right here, okay? It's because he was saying, we all like to plant the seed to become great. And he says, if you plant the seed, you can't dig it up and check and see how it is if you want the seed to grow, if you want the plant to grow. And that's what we like to do. We like to plant the seed. We like to say what we want to get, who we want to be, the goals that we want to accomplish, but we always keep digging it back up to see how far it is, right? We're not patient. We're not just watering the seed and letting the roots go in, right? And that's the strongest part. And the strongest part isn't even showing. That's the crazy part. The strongest part of this tree, all right, is something that's under the ground. That's the strongest part. That's what takes the most time. Okay, that's the most important part, but you don't see what's going on down there. But you planted your seed. You have your goal. Okay, and you're anxious, and I understand, right? But right now, it's not showing. You're not seeing the results that you want to see, okay? And that's okay because your roots, right? Your roots are growing right now. That foundation is growing, and eventually it's going to start sprouting, and you're going to start seeing some results. And maybe it's not the full tree just yet, but you got to let those roots dive deep, okay? And you can't keep digging it up every single day. Like, listen, I'm a YouTuber, right? I love to check my analytics, okay? But it gets me worked up. It gets me worked up whenever I don't see the numbers that I want to see, or whenever I see people drop off a little too early. I understand it took a long time for this tree to become a tree, but for a lot of this process, right? It was in the ground. It was doing stuff that people couldn't see, right? But that's whenever it was strongest. Whenever you do what people can't see, that's where the real progress comes from. That foundation is where it really, really matters. And people aren't always going to see that foundation. People aren't always going to see you editing the videos for hours. Okay, people aren't always going to see the work that you put in before. All right, the amount of studying that you did. I don't care if you're a painter. They're not going to see the whole entire process. They're not going to see all the classes that you took to hone in on your craft. They're not going to see all the paintings that you had to throw out to the side. If you're a choreographer, right, they're not going to see the amount of hours that you were spending picking the song, and then the hours that you spent tweaking the movement. Okay, they weren't going to see the hours that you've been working on your technique. You're an actor. They're not going to see the hours that you spend memorizing the lines. They're not going to see the hours that you spend understanding character and character development. They're not going to see the hours that you spend understanding the history of the script. They're not going to see it, and that's okay. That's okay. That's where you and your relationship with your craft matter. That's where you got to fall in love with the process. Okay, it's about the process. And as long as that process has a little bit of progress every single day, then damn, man, we're on the right track. We're getting something good out of this thing that we call life. So don't stop. Enjoy the process. It sucks sometimes. It's slow sometimes. People aren't going to see what's going on. I get it. I get it. Don't stop. Just like my acting teacher said, don't plant the seed and keep digging it up, or it's going to mess up the process, right? And you ain't going to get the results. Let the roots grow, then let things start to show. And whilst things are starting to show, just understand it's going to take you a little while. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. It takes 24 years for that brain to develop, okay? Don't give up. Trust the process.